Hey, peace and blessings, brothers and sisters, coming to you today with your wisdom nuggets for the day, and like to, share some things with you in regards to, taking life, serious and whatnot. Life is no joke, and therefore, we shouldn't take it as a joke. We should take life seriously because what ends up happening to us when we start, slacking on the things that we need to do in life, life ends up having the last laugh on us. You know, some people, I hear about them praying and, still eating food that, will kill them, not exercising, not doing the appropriate things that they're supposed to do, or, they're living their life by way of what they seen that grandma did and grandpa did. They lived to see, a very old age. And my question to you is, how do you know whether or not that's going to happen to you or not? Don't take life as a joke. Don't end up on your deathbed before you start making the appropriate decisions, to tend to your health. And don't wait for yourself to end up in debt before you start making the appropriate decisions in order for you to be able to have an established financial life. Sometimes people, they play around with life until, life, throws them a lethal blow. And then you find, yourself singing the song, I wish I would have, listen, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have, ate right. I wish I would have, but unfortunately, some people are not alive for no one to hear them say, I wish I would have. Even those of you who are living a lifestyle, that is dangerous to you. You're out in the streets. You may be, doing things that you don't need to be doing. You can make a choice to turn your life around, man. You need to understand, that, it's not worth, your life out there doing, the wrong things, man. You can make an honest living instead of being, a street pharmacist. You can go to school, you can, get your degree, and, you can be, a legal pharmacist. You could take your entrepreneurial, ship that you have, that's illegal, and at the same time, you can be a blessing, to, your family and to your community. You don't have to worry about losing your life. You don't have to worry about no one else's life being taken in the result of something that you have done, because of the lifestyle that you're living. Again, life is no joke, man. You may have the gold, you may have the cars, you may have the women, you may have the money now, but, that's not going to do anything for you once you pass away. You have to understand, man, that, it's more to life than materialistic things. We have to take life seriously. We have to start looking into investing, for our children, man. It's so amazing to me. People have all this money to spend on Louis Vuitton bags. They have all this money to spend on Polo. They have all this money to spend on Juicy, but their child doesn't even have, a college, funding, and you don't even have a life insurance policy. You don't have anything, in your savings. You know what I'm saying? You living your life, from day to day, and you don't have anything to show for it. You're working, you're playing hard, but after you get done playing, what's left in your account? You know, Sometimes we find ourselves buying things that we can't afford, trying to impress other people, and it's time to grow up. It's time to grow up in those areas in our life, man. It's time to, start really focusing on what's important. You know, it's sad that a lot of our brothers and sisters, they're dying because of poor health. All right. They're dying, because of them not, having any value of their own life, man. And trust me, I understand. I grew up in the ghetto. Okay. I'm not speaking to you from a place where I grew up in Beverly Hills, where I grew up with a silver spoon in my mouth. You understand? I had to work for everything that I have in my life. Okay. No one left me an inheritance. You know, everything I have today, I'm proud to say that because of me listening to wise instruction, you know, I'm blessed, you know, and I recognize that I didn't have to live a life of crime, you know, in order for me to have what I have today. Yes, I used to be a drug dealer. You know, yes, I used to be a gangster. Am I proud of that? Absolutely not. Okay, what I am proud of is the fact that I made a decision, you know, for me to, you know, turn my life around, you know, and to follow after wise principles and to be a blessing to people within my community instead of me being a minister to society, being a contributor, you know, to those who are around me, you know, teaching others the things that I know in order for them to be blessed, in order for them to elevate in their knowledge and their wisdom and their understanding, for their IQ rather, to be higher, for their EQ to be higher, you know. And guess what? You know, I did not allow my background, because of me being a former drug dealer, me being a former gangster, me growing up in the ghetto, you know, I didn't, you know, allow that to stop me from being successful. I didn't allow me growing up in a single parent home, a broken home. I didn't allow those things to stop me. And a lot of times we're making all these excuses, you know, in our life about why we're in the position that we're in, you know, and I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying, with love, you know, it's time to take life seriously. All right. You know, how long are you going to sit there and mope? And I'm not saying that these things that has happened to you, that has, you know, dealt you a lethal blow, that's brought you to your knees in life, like you being molested or you being raped, you know, or you being verbally or physically abused. Listen, I'm not taking that lightly, brothers and sisters. I'm not taking that lightly at all. See, here's my question to you. How long are you going to allow that to weigh you down and keep you in the position that you're in? This is the question I'm asking you. You know what I'm saying? How long will you allow that to keep you, you know, from going forward in your life? Okay? And there's so many people today, you know, that are, you know, living their lives only for today, and they're not thinking about tomorrow. You know, their lives are spinning out of control, but they think they have their lives together. Listen, brothers, I love you dearly. Okay? But, you know, if you're stuck on welfare, understand I'm not knocking you if you're on welfare, because, listen, I understand that bad things happen to us all. Okay, listen, I remember there was a time in my life where I was sleeping on my friend's floor. Okay, and this is a true story when I'm telling you. All right, this is not for me to be famous. I don't care nothing about that. All right, what I care about is you. I care about your well-being. I care about where your mind is at. I care about you going forward in life. So please pay attention to what I'm telling you. All right. And I'll never forget that I slept on this floor. You know, the only thing I just had a sheet at one time. Then I got an air mattress, right? Then the only thing I had was an ironing board, and I had an iron, you know, in a PC when I moved into my first apartment. Okay. I remember one time I didn't even have a vehicle. All right. But I didn't let that stop me, though. You understand? You know, and then one day, all of my merchandise, my furniture, my appliances, my vehicle and everything was paid off. Now, here you have this young melanated brother who grew up without a father, whose mother wasn't there for him, you know, who grew up in the ghetto. I lost two of my friends, and I'm not looking for nobody's sympathy. Okay, I lost one of my best friends when I was 15 years old. I lost another one of my good friends before I graduated high school. He was 17. Okay, my father told me he didn't want to see me no more at the age of 5. Okay, I went back and forth between my mother and my grandmother growing up. So what am I trying to tell you? I'm telling you from my own life that you do not have to allow, you know, the tragic things in your life to keep you from going forward. Understand the reason why I am where I am today is because of the choice that I made. Okay, it's because of the choices. So you need to understand. Your choices will dictate how your life ends up. Okay? You know, just one poor decision, I'm going to prove that to you. Somebody could take a gun and go kill somebody right now. And that poor choice has changed their whole life. Now they got a gun charge. Now they got a record. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? Somebody can make a choice to have sex with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Let lust get a hold of them. You know, the man, you know, and the woman alike. And guess what? That poor choice, having sex without a condom, now they got an STD. You know what I'm saying? Now they got a child, you know, with a man and a woman that they don't even know. You know what I'm saying? This is how powerful a choice is. Making the right decisions will dictate your life. I'm telling you from personal experience. I'm not knocking you if you're a Christian. I'm not knocking you if you're a Muslim. I'm not knocking you if you follow Judaism. I'm not knocking any single solitary one of you. What I'm trying to tell you all today is that you have to use wisdom. You have to do it yourself. You know, what's the purpose of praying and you're still eating greasy food? Okay, you putting all these things in your body that don't belong in your body. Okay, then you're praying. Listen, you know what that's like? That's like you picking up a cigarette and praying over the cigarette before you smoke it. That doesn't even make sense. And then you have these crazy people out here today that's telling you don't use your mind. You know, oh, you're leaning to your own understanding. All right? Why would you stay in a relationship with somebody that's blackening your eye, punching you in your mouth, beating you down verbally and physically, and they want to talk about, well, Jesus died on the cross and he suffered too? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? It's time for you to use intellect. It's time for you to use reasoning. It's time for you to stop listening to everybody else and understand that, you know, nobody else have to live your life except for you. You got to stop being so concerned about what other people are doing, what other people are thinking. You got your own mind. You got to be yourself. Why are you dressing for somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Why are you listening to what somebody else listening to? You know you don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Why are you going to these places that you know you really don't want to go just to please somebody else? Listen, life is too short. You got to live life, you know what I'm saying, to the fullest. And I'm talking about in the right way. Okay? I'm talking about being spiritually healthy here. I'm talking about being, you know, I'll say physically healthy as far as your health. I'm talking about being financially stable. I'm talking about you thinking about, you know, your future and you starting to think about, you know what I'm saying, what's best for you in your life. You know, enough of this living your life for everybody else. You know, at what point are you going to live your life for you? Okay? At what point? You know, everybody else is happy except for you because you keep living for everybody else. You know, your clothes are worn down. You know what I'm saying? You're not able to live your life. You're not able to travel. You're not able to do the things that you really want to do. Why? Because you're so concerned about everybody else. All right? Even when it comes to spirituality, listen, nobody have a heaven and hell to put you in for those who you believe in that. All right? Nobody, you know what I'm saying, has the final say of where you're going to go in the afterlife. Forget them. You do what you know, what you need to do. You use wisdom. You do what's right for you. You do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? You make the right decisions for yourself. All right? And it's time for you to start taking life serious. Listen, don't be so heavily minded that you know earthly good. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, people, they want to be so spiritual all the time. They want to preach all the time. You know what I'm saying? If you're married, you know, understand this, man. You know, bring some love-making music into your atmosphere, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, be romantic. Say sweet little, you know, dirty little things to your spouse, man. You know, forget all this garbage about, you know, that's why I understand. You keep listening to people like that, and your marriage is going to be like sandpaper. It's going to be rough. Your marriage is going to be lifeless. You got to stop allowing these dogmatic approaches and views in life of people controlling your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Take control of your life. You know, people are always going to have something to say. People are going to always judge you. People are going to always criticize you. Forget what man say. Forget what man say. Man did not create you. All right. Man does not have, you know, your destiny in his hands. You know what I'm saying? You have a life for yourself. You need to live your own life. You have your own life path. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to be like your neighbor. You know, stop trying to, you know, make your marriage into somebody else's marriage. You know, your wife has a different personality. Your husband has a different personality. You know what I'm saying? Be who you are. You understand? Be who you are. Be who you are. Whoever is out here today listening to me, I'm telling you right now, this is a message for you. You know what I'm saying? It's time for you to take control of your life. It's time for you to live your life the way you know you live. You need to live your life. Forget everybody else and do you. Much love to you. Peace and blessings.